I want to say something more about nostrils. We saw in the last talk that the nostrils are part of our two-passageway design, the nostrils are a dedicated passageway we should be using most of the time. And we looked a little bit about what that means in terms of what the jaw and tongue are doing. But the nostrils themselves are not a fixed structure. It's easy to think, well, they're part of the bony structure of the nose and the nasal passageway. So it's really just two openings, a fixed passageway back into the throat. It's actually much more movable. Really, the nostrils are really part of the face and ultimately the throat. And when we understand that, we can even become even more informed about what it means to breathe through the nostrils. To begin with, if you look at the tip of your nose, it's quite movable because there's cartilage there. Above there, you have the bone, but right below, it's movable cartilage. And then you have the two flared nostrils, the ala nasi, or ali, plural, nasi, and they're quite movable. If you rub this area with your index fingers or pinch it between thumb and index finger, you'll feel that area open up. If you smell a pungent odor, this also will tend to dilate the nostrils, so you can see how movable they are. And you could see in the picture how where the nostril muscles are that move the nostrils. And you could explore how to crinkle the nostrils, dilate the ali nasi, and also compress and depress them. All of that helps the passageway of air. It's even more elaborate than that, because if you crinkle the nose and then sort of extend that out to your cheeks, you see that you could raise the two cheeks. The cheeks themselves are quite movable and connected with the nostrils. And if you play with that, if you think of your forehead being relaxed, but you open your eyes and smile with the eyes, or widen the eyes, sort of open them wide, and then widen the eyes like this, you'll notice that that whole area now, you're not just crinkling the nose, but the whole cheek area can sort of come alive and get toned. And that helps with the opening of the nasal passageways. If you continue that and take it even further, you might even notice that the back part of your throat opens up. And I'll do that vocally, you'll hear it. If I exaggerate this opening here, you'll feel how it kind of gets open back in there. And that's because the opening of the nasal passage is connected with the opening of the throat. If you breathe in quickly or forcefully, you'll feel how the throat will reflexively open up in response to the need to get air in, even if you're breathing through your nostrils. So the whole area of the whole nasal passageway system is really not only part of the mouth and jaw and tongue, which it helps to be aware of in order to see to it that you're leaving that alone and fully using your nostrils to breathe. It's also part of this whole area of the cheeks, nostril muscles, and even back into the throat. And you could see in this illustration how this area is sort of continuous with the opening into the throat and back. One more thing I want to mention. All the things we've done with the nostrils so far, being aware of the air coming in and out through the nasal passageways, which you could feel the air coming in and out. The awareness of your jaw and tongue, the cheeks and nostrils, and that whole area that could be sort of livened up because it's made up of movable fascia and muscles. All of that region is served by the trigeminal nerve, which is a key cranial nerve that registers sensation at what would be the front end of a mammalian, a four-footed animal, or in humans, the top end, and sort of front top end in humans. So that what we're doing here now is not simply practicing a method to try to get more oxygen, more fully oxygenate the blood, but we're actually becoming conscious of this entire region and more informed about how it works as the basis for using the nostrils fully.